Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. No, you're not seeing a ghost. It is Coach Williams. And we are back, y'all. This here. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I am Cassandra Williams of Cassandra Williams Enterprise, your victory coach, and the founder of Wise Wives Build. We are here on Facebook as well as we are on Clubhouse. So just wanted to start off saying good morning. So, what is it that I do? I come out here and I help wives build the life of their dreams. That seems easy enough, right? But how do I do that? I help them do that by helping them develop their personal skills, those things that they were naturally born with on the inside of them. And then I help you gather tools, tips, techniques, things of that nature, and that you can use to build and not just build. I want you to get to your good place and then I want you to stay there, right? And so that's what I do as a coach to wives and all of my other clients, because I do have clients outside of wives. But with Wise Wives Build, I have a passion to see wives be the best versions of themselves, right? So when we're the best versions of ourselves, we can help and nurture and do all the things that we do to the best of our ability, and we allow God to do the rest. So good morning, Anita. Good morning, Latoya. Thank you so much for being here this morning with me. And so what are we going to talk about today? I know it's been a minute, right? A good minute. But Coach been busy, y'all. I have been busy. I've been over in Clubhouse building up Wise Wives Build on that platform. So if you are not on Clubhouse and you need to get on Clubhouse, holla at your girl. I don't mind giving you a tutorial, getting you up to speed, and you can join me over there every day at 9:30 a.m. All right. So good morning. So what do I want to say about today? Today here in where I live in Cherokee County, school started today. So it's a new season, right? And, we know it's the 8th month. We're going to be talking about new seasons, new things, all of that, right? I don't necessarily want to talk about the season, right? I want you to know your season, but I don't necessarily want to talk about the season per se. I want to talk about that word no. What does that mean? Because people say, you got to know your season, right? And you're like, I know what season it is. It's still summer, about to go over in the fall, right? But when you really look at that in Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. So for everything, there is a season. Season to be born, season to die, season to listen. All is well, then there's a season you're going to be tried by fire, okay? To everything in your life, there is a season. There's a season to prosper. There's a season to plant. There's a season, to harvest, right? And so you have to know your season. And so when that word know jumped out at me, KNOW, know. To know something is to have it correctly in your mind. Correctly in your mind. To be familiar with someone or something. Learned and understood, to recognize someone or something. So when we know something, we are familiar with that thing. We spend time with it. We learn it. We understand it. Have you taken time to really understand and to know what season you are in? Know your season. See, I didn't say know everybody else's season. I didn't say know your sister's season. I didn't say know your mama's season. I didn't say know your husband's season. I didn't say know your children's season. I said know your season. What season are you in right now? Because you'll get caught up in some stuff, right? And whenever I looked it up, this is the scripture that came to mind. Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. And the part I want to focus on is to be still and know that I am God. Because sometimes we struggle with that being still Why? Because we don't know that he is God. We don't trust him. We haven't spent time with him. We haven't gotten intimate on that level. And so when you don't know him as God, it's hard to be still. Can we be honest about that? That it's hard to be still when you don't know God like that. I know God. I'm still learning who God is. I'm still learning who I am, right? I've been with me for 47 years, and I'm still learning things about me. And so, how do you think we know everything there is to know about an infinite God? And so, daily, we are learning something new about Him. We're learning something new about ourselves. We're learning something new about our husband. But we always have to keep in mind you got to know your season, because to know God is not to know about Him. To know your season is not to know about. Like, I can tell you, listen, we in the middle of summer. Listen, we almost had like almost 90 something, almost 100-degree temperatures last week. And so you know about the season, but do you know your season? Do you know the season? Because see, when you know the season, you're not walking around out here with a sweatshirt on or a hoodie in 90-degree weather. That that just don't make sense, right? And so the same thing is when in the spiritual realm, to know God is not to know about him in an abstract or impersonal manner, but rather to enter into his saving action. When you know God, when we know him, when we know our season, we act. There should be a corresponding action. True True knowledge of God involves your obedience. You will respond when you really know who God is. You don't give too much thought to all this other stuff that's going on. You be like, yeah, no, God got that, and you going about your business. You be like, nah, that don't need my attention, and you going about your business. Why? Because you know who God is, and you know the season you're in. See, when you know you're in a sowing season, you don't mind sowing seed. But when you know you're in a reaping season, when you know it's time for when you know you have seed in the ground and you know God is blessing you, you don't get mad when that thing starts to come and things start coming into your life. You gather it and you put it away into your storehouse, right? Y'all do have your storehouses built up, right? But you got to know your season so that you're not out here doing the wrong thing in the wrong, the right thing in the wrong season. Because some of y'all think, oh, I'm being disobedient. I've been guilty of doing the right thing, but it was the wrong season. And I got frustrated and I got mad and I quit. I wanted to quit and I quit in some cases. And then God brought that thing back around. And you be like, well, I tried it one time before, but I was doing it in the wrong season. I was doing it with the wrong people. I was giving the good stuff to the wrong folks. And so you got to know your season. You got to know everything. Study your season. If God is saying, I'm going to do a new thing, what is the new thing? What does that look like? Because sometimes we're always looking at, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on Clubhouse this morning. Sometimes we're looking at a new thing. We're looking at that new thing, right? And we're focused on it and we want it, a thing, right? But what happens when that new thing is you? Sometimes you are the new thing. Sometimes the blessing is what he doing in you and through you. And you're so busy looking over there that you're forgetting to look in the mirror. So know your season. What is your season? Is it time for you to reap? Is it time for you to go out into the field and start to harvest and bring your stuff in? Or is it time for you to keep sowing seed? Is it the season for your land to rest? There's a time where Our season is that of rest. Is it time for you to go to the next level? Because, sometimes we can get comfortable in just enough. Things are good. And God said, no, babe, there's a season of overflow and abundance, a land of milk and honey that belongs to you. And that's a season. That's a season, y'all. But you got to know your season, because see, I may be going into a harvest season. You may be still in your sowing season. So if you're watching my life, you're going to be out of season. I may be going through right now. You know what I'm saying? There have been seasons where I was going through, and my friends were abundantly blessed, and I'm sitting here like, am I doing something? It's because see, and guess what I did, y'all? I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought it was my fault. Wasn't my season yet. Wasn't my season. When you know your season, you can act accordingly. And that's what I wanted to bring to you today. Know your season and act accordingly. If you know it's winter at your house, stop trying to walk around outside like it's spring. No. Do what you do in the wintertime. Draw close. Keep the fire hot. You can't run around in shorts in the wintertime. I know we in Georgia, we got crazy weather, but you should not be running around in shorts in the wintertime. It's not healthy. So know what your season is and act accordingly. Spend time with it. Pray. Stay in the face. Listen, stay in the face of the Father so that He can give you instructions on what you should be doing in this moment. A lot of people are going to be doing a whole lot of things. You know what? My eyes are set like flint. I'm like, God, what is coach supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing in this season? And so that's what I want you to do today. It's August the 2nd. This year is not over. I know what they're saying. You know me, y'all. Listen, I'm your victory coach. My job is to get you to the other side. I know what they're saying is coming down the pipeline. But what is God saying? I know what they're saying. I very well aware and using wisdom. But here's the thing. I also know the season I'm in as well. And I'm not leaving nothing on the table out of fear, out of frustration. I know my season. Do you know your season? Study your season. Study what it means when God says it's harvest season in your life. Study what it means when He's saying, be still and know that I am God. Well, study what that means when He be like, listen, I got this. Study what that means. What do you need to be doing during the time when God taps you on the shoulder and says, I'll take it from here? What does that mean? Does that mean you go and lay down somewhere? Does that mean you go and sit down somewhere? Does that mean you just go and throw up your hands and say, no, I'm not going to look, I got it. I ain't got to do nothing. No, that means you go and you preparing for what God doing, because you got to be able to maintain it. Don't listen. Don't allow your character to get you out of your good position. Because God can open a door and your character will kick you out of it. He'll bring a good thing, a blessing. It'll be a blessing from the Lord. But because we didn't properly prepare an old behavior and character, and we get moved right on out of it. And then we go and we start saying, well, maybe that wasn't the will of God for my life. Good morning, Michelle. Thanks for being here. Maybe that was not the will of God for my life. Yeah, it was. But did you Adequately do your work and know your season. Or were you responding to someone else's season? So, your homework for today is to figure out what your season is. Get familiar with your season. Know your season. Get familiar with it. Learn it. Recognize it. Understand it. Put it in the proper perspective. Nothing lasts always. Everything runs in a cycle and in seasons. So you may be up today. There's going to come a time where you may be down. But here's the thing, don't curse your down season because, listen, let me help you out with something. A valley is just two places, it's just a space between two mountains. That's what a valley is. The valley is between two mountains. Don't much grow on the mountaintop, y'all. If you ever go up into the mountains, the higher up you go, the less stuff you see. You got to come back down to get to the store. You got to come back down to get the necessities that you need, and then you go back up, right? So there's purpose in the valley. So sometimes we want to curse just being down. Something, listen, if you prepared while you was up there, you can come down a little bit, get what you need, and head on back up, right? Don't get stuck down. Coach, love y'all. Know your season. Happy Monday. I just wanted to come out here and let you know your season. Because God is really up to something, but I want you to be moving in the proper perspective that you need to be moving in for not my season, not Anita's season, not Latoya's season, not Michelle's season, not whoever else's season that will hear this broadcast, but I will need you to be moving for your season. And so if you need to connect with me, if you are a wife or an Esther in waiting, a wife that just ain't got a ring yet. You don't want to be a woman out here with just a woman with the ring. If you are a wife or an Esther in waiting, a married lady or a lady that is waiting on her ring, you can connect with me at www.wisewisebuild.com, and we invite you over to Clubhouse, right? We have good conversation over there. We are in the Wise Wise Build Club, and it's the Real Wise of Clubhouse, where we have real conversations about this thing called wife life. You can also connect with me at www.thecassandrawilliams.com. That is where you can learn all things. Good morning. Good morning, Sue-Lynn. Thanks for being here, sis. You can find out everything there is to know about Coach Williams and my coaching services at www.thecassandrawilliams.com. I look forward to connecting with you guys. I am working on coming out more days, but right now, this is what I am committed to, is I will be out here every Monday to give you a thought, a word for the week that you can start your week off. We can jumpstart your week. And this week, you are going to know, understand. You're going to understand. You're going to learn. You're going to be familiar with your season because you're no longer going to let people talk you out of your season. You're not going to you're not going to let them make you act out of character in your season. I've allowed people, y'all. I allowed people to talk me out of the season because they weren't in the same season that I was in. That when the blessings of the Lord was about to overtake me, I was like, I wasn't ready. I was overwhelmed. And so I was like, no, 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 no. I won't ever do that again. So in this season, I'm like, come on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. But I understand what goes up has to come down a little bit. So I don't curse my lower moments anymore. I just use them. I assess my foundation. I make sure I'm good because guess what? I know that I'm going to go back up, but I ain't going up to the same spot. I'm going higher. Know your season. No, is it your season of elevation? Know your season. So, guys, go out there. I'm going to tell you, like I always tell you, have an amazing day. Go out there and be great. Somebody is looking at you to show them what it looks like to be a wise wife, to be a wise woman, to be a wise man that knows how to build and not one of these foolish folks out here tearing stuff down with their hands. Coach, what you mean tearing stuff down? They just talking any kind of way, acting any kind of way, doing all kind of foolish stuff. We're not doing that, right? We are God's extension in the earth. So go out there and have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next Monday for the word of the week. Have an amazing day, guys.